Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nature Patch. My name is Robin and thank you so much for joining in on another video. Today I'm going to be harvesting all of my Pak Choi. So I've sowed the Pak Choi seeds about a month ago and they grow really fast, which is really good, but I noticed a few are starting to go to seed now, so now's the time for me to get it out and preserve it so that I can have Asian greens for stir fries for the next few weeks. So I love using Pak Choi and Bok Choi in stir fries or Asian soups. It's a really good substitute for spinach and it just soaks up all of whatever flavour you've got in the dish. So it's a really sunny day today. I was hoping we were getting some rain all day today, but that doesn't seem to happen. So we'll have to deal with more sun, which is great, but we also need rain for the plants to grow. So I'm going to go and show you all the Pak Choi that I'm going to be harvesting and how I'm going to be preserving it as well. So this is my bed of Pak Choi, winter spinach and some more Asian greens. I've also got some nasturtiums and a dahlia in here as well, and all the Pak Choi is ready to come out. So I'm right in the sun at the moment. It's not the best time to be filming, but I have my big basket here and I'm just going to take out a lot of these plants and just trim the edges off where the roots are, and then I will take all of these inside and wash them to preserve them. I'm also harvesting these in the morning as greens typically peak with their nutrient levels early in the morning. And so how I am doing this, I'm just taking them out of the ground and then you can see the start of the roots here where it attaches to go underground, and I'm just going to chop it right down there to keep all of this intact to keep inside. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that big basket full of Pak Choi. This will probably be, I don't know, maybe about 3-4 servings for us. And then I'm also just leaving 2 in the ground. So tomorrow morning I'm going to pick these to take to my local crop swap. So once I take out the rest of those Pak Choi, it'll give some more room for the spinach to grow and the alyssums as well to spread out a bit. And then in here next I will be planting my tomatoes or radishes or lettuce. I'm not too sure what I've decided yet, whether I should keep it a greens bed or put more tomatoes in. I'm putting more tomatoes in that bed just down there, so I'll have to see about here. But now the job is to take all this inside, get it washed and prepped to be preserved. So I'll show you how I'm preserving this. I'm just going to be freezing it and putting it into serving sizes for Scott and I to have. Always waiting for me at the door, aren't you? Yeah, okay. Alrighty, so wow Annie, okay. We are in the kitchen at the moment and I've got a crazy little kitten running around everywhere, so you can just hear a little bell here and there. That's just Annie. But I have brought all of the Pak Choi inside now and I'm going to show you how I'm going to be preserving this. So the method that I'm using to preserve this is just in the freezer. I'm just going to be freezing it in bags. And to do that, what I've done is I've brought it all in and I've just chopped the ends of the Pak Choi. You could actually plant this and it would grow again, but then because I want them all kind of more in individual leaves because that's how we're going to be using it, so I've done all of that, chopped them all up. This is going to be for the worms because they are ravenous at the moment. And my next step, I'm going to be taking this over to the sink and I'm just going to be filling this with some cold water. So this is the method of how I wash all of my greens pretty much. Any lettuce, spinach, I will fill up the sink with some cold water and then just directly place the greens in and wash them around a little bit, press them down to make sure they're all submerged. And what this does is you can see all of everything that isn't the greens and all of the bugs and dirt will float to the surface. So I'm going to do these ones in here and then start with the next round and put these into the boiling water. Okay, so this is kind of the process that I follow. I've already done one batch here. So these are all just on some clean tea towels drying a little bit. But I have all of my washed pak choi here. So the first step after washing it, I'm going to blanch it in some simmering / boiling water. I'm only doing this actually for about 30 seconds or so because I don't like it to be too cooked. I just like it to be partly blanched. So I'll be putting all of these in here for 30 seconds. And then after I think they're done, and you can do it for more, it's totally up to you, I'm going to be putting them straight into an ice bath until they're cool, and then putting it onto a tea towel here, and then I can divide them up after that. This is simmering, coming to a boil at the moment, so I'm going to grab my pak choi and put it straight in. And then once it's all in, I just press it down a little bit so it's all, making sure that it's all submerged. And pak choi takes not very long to cook at all. The main meals we use pak choi for is probably in miso soup and like green curries and stir fries. So any of those, they just really soak up the flavor and just give extra nutrients. So as you can see, it's gotten a bit of a darker green color now, so that's pretty much how I like it. So I'm going to get it out of the pot and turn that off, and then just scoop it out and pop it into the ice bath that I've got. And then I'm just making sure that I'm submerging all of that, and the ice bath just ensures that it doesn't actually cook any further. Okay, so once that is all nice and cool, I can just take it out of the ice bath and lay it out onto some clean tea towels just to dry a little bit before I bag it up. So I've just bagged them all up, and that is pretty much how I am preserving my pak choi. So I have 4 bags here, which is just 1 serving each for Scott and I. And this will probably last us for about 4 to 5 weeks or so. We generally put in a serving of pak choi in one kind of meal each week. And there's probably, I didn't actually count them, but I think there was about 8 bunches or so in all of these. So I am pretty happy with that. So that's what they look like up close, and they still actually have a little bit of crunch to them. So if I add these into a soup at the very last minute after I finish cooking a soup, they should hopefully still be crunchy after that. And I know that plastic is something that I'm really trying to reduce my consumption of. I'm going to try and reuse these bags as much as I can. But if you have any recommendations on how you freeze greens or any other type of vegetable, I'm really interested in preserving a lot of my food this year. And I do want to invest in something that's a little bit more sustainable than plastic for freezing vegetables. I'm not a big canner, but I really want to get into canning. At the moment, I'm just freezing a lot of extras that we have, but please let me know your recommendations on what you use that isn't these plastic bags. So thank you so much for enjoying this video. Annie and I are going to go enjoy a bit of playtime at the moment. I don't think she really enjoys the camera. She's just a little bit more interested in playing in the tunnel. So we're gonna go do that, but I really hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you a little bit more information on how to preserve pak choi. Asian greens are one of my favorite things to eat. They're really nutritious and super easy to grow in the southeast Queensland region. If you are from here, I would highly recommend trying them out. So thank you so much for watching another video, and I will see you in my next one. And happy gardening. Bye.